Okay, hopefully we are to the last set of these. So on this one, we have to factor the top and the bottom. I've gone over the factoring of this a couple different times, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you what the factors are. So the numerator of this one is 3r minus 3. Okay, well, we're going to go ahead and transfer that to put the 3 outside and then do r minus 1, r plus 3. The denominator is going to be a 3 outside also, and r plus 8, r minus 1. Then on the other side, I have to multiply by the reciprocal. But these are opposites of each other, so really all this does is become a negative 1. So we're going to have a negative 1 in the bottom of this that we can go back to. Okay, so from this, our 3's are going to go away. Our r minus 1's are going to go. And so I have r plus 3 and r plus 8. Well, again, I'm making the denominator negative. So negative r minus 8. So that's your final answer. You could have written that a couple different ways. So just check the multiple choice on this to make sure, because you could have just taken that negative outside also. Okay, same thing on this one. 10, and then on the bottom I'm going to take out a 10, and I'm going to be left with 3n plus 4. Multiplying by the reciprocal on this, I'm going to take out a 5n from both, and then 3n plus 4 over n plus 7. Now look up, down, diagonal at what you can get rid of. Diagonally this, up and down these. So what I have left as part of my answer is 5n over n plus 7. This also asks you to tell the restricted areas or the excluded value, so you're going to set your denominators equal to 0. So you're going to get negative 4/3 and negative 7 for those. Not tall enough. Okay, number 41. You're going to just take this and rewrite this. So the 8 over x is going to stay, but I'm going to flip and multiply by the reciprocal. Okay, so then look up, down, diagonal at this. I know that 4 goes into 8 2 times, and I have 2 x's here and 1 there, so I can get rid of those. So what that's going to leave me for my answer is 2x over 1, which is just 2x. 42 takes a little bit more effort to do. Know that this is 4 and a plus 5. So we have a plus 5 in both of those. So really we just have to multiply this one by 4. So I have a, and then I'm going to have 4a squared plus a over 4a plus 20. Okay, so that's just putting your like terms together on that. So now you want to flip this to the top. So I'm going to rewrite this as a over 1. And then times 4a plus 20 over 4a squared plus a. Well, I can reduce this and take out a 4 to get a plus 5. And in the denominator, I can take out an a. And so I'm left with 4a plus 1. So now you can look up, down, diagonal on that. So these a's can go away. And that is really about it. So I would distribute this back in to have 4a plus 20 over 4a plus 1. $43, you want like terms or like denominators on this? Well, they're already like denominators, so your denominator is going to stay exactly the same, and you're going to put the numerators together and get 7n minus 5. Simple as that, because the denominators are the same. On 44, they're not the same, but their common denominator that you're going to want there is going to be 24x. So in order to get that, I need to multiply this one by 6 and this one by 4. So I'm going to get 12 on this side and 12y on that side. So I want to write it all as one answer. So 12 plus 12y over 24x. The last thing that I want to do is reduce this as much as I can. So they're all divisible by 12. So I get 1 plus y over 2x as my answer to that by dividing them by 12. 45, I have to find a common denominator. Well, this is really 3n minus 5. So that is going to be my common denominator, is that 3n minus 15. The only thing so I can leave this side the same, the right-hand side. The only thing I need to do the left-hand side is multiply it by 3. So I'm going to get 12n. And then put all this together and get 12n minus 6 over 3n minus 15. Then you can factor this out a little bit and simplify it just a little bit more. I can take a 6 out of this and be left with 2n minus 1. And in the bottom, I can take a 3 out and be left with n minus 5. Okay, so then this becomes a 2 and a 1. Redistribute that back in to get 4n minus 2 over n minus 5. And that's going to be your final answer to that one. 46. So factoring this, I get p minus 3 and p plus 2. So that is going to be my common denominator on here. So p minus 3, p plus 2. I'm going to go ahead and put this into one fraction. So the only thing I need to multiply by on this side now is p plus 2, because I already have the p minus 3. So this is going to give me 3p plus 6, and then the right-hand side is going to stay exactly the same. But remember, this negative sign has to go to both of these. So there's a minus sign. Simplify this as much as you can and get negative 2p plus 3, and then our denominator is going to stay like that. I'm going to skip over the story problems because we didn't cover those in depth, and those are not going to be on your final. But do know that we are going to do ones where you actually have to solve on here. So the solving ones, remember, you are not going to have anything in your denominator anymore.